you have words to say yet? Okay. Did that pick up? No, it didn't. I'm sorry. I picked up both of those, though. Good job. You have to try really hard to get this stuff to fit on the microphone.
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow.
It's working pretty well. I'm certainly glad to hear that. That makes almost my... Which dog is it? Great. Dog, dog. Dog, dog.
One doggy calling you one, huh? Hey, come on, you calling me,
Precision
brah.
and power.
Hi. There's three little birds sitting on my doorstep.
Singing.
This is my message to you. I don't remember what the message was. But
Continue
they...
the onslaught.
Get together.
Destroy them all.
You hear that? One up.
You're covered in freaking nastiness. You gotta get out of the truck. You're disgusting. You smell worse than your owner.
She still has lavender smell in her neck.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
The rest of her smells like piss, though.
You smell like you've been sitting in a gag store.
Yeah. I know. Did they sell you Gacta one? She's totally cool with standing on this ledge right
They
here.
wouldn't dare.
I think maybe it's
Quit clucking. Nobody wants
As
to
the
hear
fiend
you say
falls,
cluck or
a
be
faint
chicken in
hope
any way,
blossoms.
shape, or form. The only thing you want to hear is you frying in a pan.
Seize this momentum.
You know what?
Push on
I
to
don't
the
even wanna
task's
hear that.
end.
I stay out of kitchens. I find all the noises and smells obnoxious, actually.
I want to hear you chewing up in my mouth. Right down my
Not even that.
You're a delicious chicken. Too bad I ate you already. I should have let you get a little faster. Nah, maybe not.
Because, you see, you let them get fatter, but then they also get older. And everybody knows that old
Wealth
things
beyond
are just
measure.
terrible. Not
Awarded
worth
to
much
the
of
brave
anything.
and the foolhardy alike.
Should probably be destroyed in a way that doesn't make any sort of use of their corpse. And that's how I feel about that.
I need one. Andy.
Exposed to a killing blow.
There you are. I looked everywhere for you the other day, and you were hiding.
Well, that scared the dogs.
I need a pen. I wish you'd quit belching a little.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you let them drink Dr. Pepper.
That's disgusting. Why would you say something like that? Don't talk like that.
This coming from the person who spent 6 minutes ranting about horse cocks and ways to assassinate
I don't assassinate people, or assassinate, or impersonate, or any of those names.
Nate Naughty Knots.
Yeah, or any other words that I could possibly make up.
So do you ever...
Okay, so it is.
that is a line. It is on a piece of paper. Oh, now it's a bunch of lines. That's like...
It's a fucked up line. My fucking. Making fun of my fucking.
I making fun of the concept. I mean, I was thinking about making fun of the concept of lines in general. And really, I should be calling it a line segment. But none of us gave a damn about geometry, right? No? Yes? I'll launch artillery later. How you want me to take it. I mean, I used to have this tungsten rod thing that would work great. Just drop it in from space, whistle through the atmosphere, bish bash bosh, but I'm not really allowed to use that anymore. They signed something in the 70s that says that I'm not allowed to use space for warfare, so... What?
Stupid line.
Yeah, that's how I feel about lines myself.
And now the true test. Hold fast
They're just
or expire.
music.
Stop being a fucking line.
I wish I could help you with that. I don't have a clipboard. I used to have a clipboard. A lot of other nice things too. So it kind of looks like a rectangular prison. It's a generator house.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Well, yeah, but it also kind of looks like a pan of brownies.
The rest of them go together.
Right, because you're supposed to.
Holes on the bottom and then holes on the other one. You don't want things on the bottom.
Keep from sound.
And really these, which people want up, so the teeth on the bottom are solid, and then this one has vent, this one here is vent. That's what the bottom shoots up.
Muchness. And
Water
propane. Propane and such sinks to the bottom anyway, so if we had any disaster, putting
There
it
will be
down
no
low.
propane inside.
Except for the stuff that's being burnt, right? It holds a generator.
We're gonna have a shelf over here, which puts the batteries on.
Okay. And Jenny says
A
that
hand's
wants to
breadth
be
from
elevated
becoming
to
unwound.
4. Oh. Do we actually have bricks?
No, we're gonna buy bricks.
We're gonna buy bricks.
I'm assuming it'll take maybe 4 bricks.
I mean,
Over to that
are these like square bricks or rectangle bricks? So are they shaped
which
like...
means they're like one laid around here somewhere.
You're talking about cinder blocks?
Yes, it's a
Press this advantage. Give them no
I know what you're
cover.
talking
holes
about.
in it like this.
I've never heard of them called a hollow brick.
It's a hollow brick.
I've
Is there
always heard
anything
cinder
inside the brick?
blocks.
Is there anything inside the brick?
I've
Set the
always
stage
heard
for
cinder
Is there
blocks.
heroism.
anything inside the brick?
I know that
Or
it's
cowardice.
hollow.
It's a hollow
It's
brick.
not. It's not made of brick though.
It doesn't really matter what you think it's made out of. It is a hollow brick. Because
No.
they're gonna take that fucking brick and they're gonna stick it together with a bunch of other bricks and they're gonna be like, oh look, it made something. What fucking game are you playing?
I'm not even playing a game. This is going over top of freaking Darkest Dungeon part, whatever the fuck.
Darkest Dungeon, they're not using bricks in a dungeon.
Yes, they do.
No,
The-
they don't use bricks
Their
in a
formation
dungeon.
is
They
broken.
use rocks and
Maintain the offensive.
mud and straw.
You got really upset about cinder blocks.
They are hollow brick. It's
Is
a
this-
hollow brick.
Is this the roof tile versus shingles argument?
Obliterated.
What do you mean a metal?
These nightmarish
Okay,
creatures
so,
can be
and-
felled. They can be
So
beaten.
here we need a list. So our list is we need hollow
A moment of respite.
brick.
A chance to steel oneself
Bricks.
against the coming
Bricks.
horrors.
Quit chewing on the dog. You're gonna end up getting worms.
Dog.
Dogs give you worms.
Well, that probably explains the overwhelming hunger all the time, huh?
Hollow brick.
And the weird things wriggling around in my shit.
Man, okay, you definitely cannot put this on your game. That's just weird. People are gonna be like, this guy's weird. He's got shit wiggles. And he's hungry all the time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would assume they would think I was weird.
Ooh, and then when we pour our thing here, we're gonna need some. Wait. Oh, we need some metals.
Right, we have
Because
this.
we have to put the screen right here over the hole. Nice.
We have cement, and I think we have lime somewhere, but I'm pretty sure we're missing an
We
ingredient for grout.
We do have line.
Well, yeah, but we're.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, I have to build the frame. This frame, we gotta build this frame, and then once we build the frame, then we'll fill it in with cement and glass. I wanna put glass in it.
Yeah, aggregate.
Because- Okay, anyway, so then build that, and then, so this is where the taro patch is right here on this side. But this will be like the little cliff edge right here. This red line. Taro patch.
Okay. You're going to put taro nearby my precious generator?
The generator is above it.
The generator likes.
The light,
so then
the
we'll build
promise
a
of
little-
safety.
Build a little walkway that goes like this.
It'll be the constantly burning coals.
Anyways, we can't walk it. There won't be any walking. This should be a solid wall.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
I think you're running out of paper. Also, I'm glad to see that your sheep are going to be occupying such a small space. I was worried that sheep needed, like, room, but it looks like they're taking up about...
They're far away. The Jenny house is in front of you in the picture, and the sheep pen is far away from you in the picture, so it looks much smaller. It's called perspective.
Right, but that's only how idiot eyes work, so...
How can you possibly ever play any video game? Okay, so
I
now,
don't use my perception, I just push random buttons and
let's
see what
so
happens.
Now we're going to do cement floor framing. Cement floor framing.
If that interrupted your thing, I'd be amazed.
No. I would be amazed. I would be amazed also. Can you be amazed? Oh yeah, okay, I forgot. Rebar.
Okay, and where are the flying cannons?
In your video game.
But I
We
mean,
haven't
there's-
even built the tower yet. I think we should build a tower. I want to build a tower right here. And underneath the tower.
And on top of it, we'll put the flag.
Build a tower.
And then we can teach all them obnoxious helicopters a lesson.
Okay, now what am I doing? Oh yes. Okay, so that's what I forgot was rebar.
Rebar.
Yeah, I almost forgot about
Alright, because you are supposed to use that in cement to keep it from doing the cracking thing, right? Because the book obviously was written before cement, before rebar existed or something, because it never said shiznit about it. In fact, it actually suggested, in order to prevent cracking, that you make smaller pads with, like, stress-relief areas in between. Kind of like how them, you know, the Americans that used to, like, live south in the southern part of the American continent?
Yeah.
And, you know, before the Spanish came and wrecked everybody's shit, but they built that, like, stress relief areas in it, so that if an earthquake happened, the whole building could shake, but the shaking would just settle everything in further, instead of making it fall apart.
And this one guy was like, and the other guy was like, and then the other guy was like,
Yeah, and of course, the historians are like, do you think they did it on purpose?
totally, bruh.
And my thought is, kinda just looks like a pile of rocks to me. We built 2 rock walls, and in the middle I threw a bunch of rocks. One really wants to sit in the truck with us. Well, we've gone way over the 12 minutes.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut most of this.
Thank God.
In fact, I think I'm just gonna split it in half, at like the lengthy silence, and then
A
I'm going to use
trifling victory,
this as like a separate
but a
piece of audio
victory
or something.
nonetheless.
Probably Darkest Dungeon part number 7.5 billion. You know. That's right. Don't you hate it when your ear itches?
Yeah, I would like a Q-tip, but I never can find it. It's like, oh, look.
The only word that really picked up there was fuck.
Fuck, 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 it up, screw, kangaroo, finger, bang, ring, ting, orgy at the zoo. Fuck, 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 it up, screw, kangaroo, finger, bang, ring, ting, orgy at the zoo.
I thought it was Allen's at the zoo. Oh, yeah.
Never say their name.
Mind that such
I'm
missteps
bad
are
luck,
the
it's like a
exception,
curse.
and
Oh,
not the
come
rule.
There's no such thing as curses. Only
Think so.
self-fulfilling prophecies.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Okay. I wasn't aware I was talking to a Wookiee, but that'll make this a lot
Another
easier.
mariner, another misfortune.
You learned how to make those noises very well. Hey, that's not too loud. That looks like a painful audio spike. Yep. Yep, shoot. Yeah, I pretty much gave up on that one. So, I know that makes you sad. It doesn't pick up on all the
Yeah.
It's okay though. Yep. I don't know what that means. Still not getting anything.
We should build a house out of tires. I mean, they have the 3 little pigs, right? Somebody made a house out of wood, somebody made a house out of grass, somebody made a house out of rocks. Nobody ever made a house out of tires. I bet you that wolf can't get through no tires and no shit. We took the drill the other day and tried to drill a hole through the tire, and what happened? It still wasn't even a hole. I was like, how the hell do you ever get a flat tire? You take the drill and you're like, you drill a hole through the tire because you're hoping, oh, now that freaking water will run out of mosquitoes. But hell no, water don't go out of the tire.
Well, no, because rubber kind of likes to be part of itself.
Nice, so we should totally build a house out of tires. Just be like, we're gonna build our doghouse out of tires.
Doghouse? No, tires are great insulation. That'd be a human house material.
Oh, the dog's not good enough for the tire house, huh?
No.
You can experiment by building the doghouse first.
The dog obviously gets a house made out of only, exclusively.
They call it an earthship.
As
Oh
life
yeah.
ebbs,
We've
terrible
decided to
vistas
pull our
of
heads out of our
emptiness
asses
reveal
and stop
themselves.
building houses out of death.
You sure we're gonna pick all the death off the earth and make houses?
Yeah. Too bad it's way too late and they're all so fucked. I cannot wait to see the hurricanes that are going to be created all over the place.
Tell me.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I want them to hit anybody or cause any damage, but the hurricanes are going to get global warming's going on right now.
They're manipulated by
By
the dark agenda.
the dark agenda.
Shit, I don't know. They're weather
It's
manipulation.
Obama. He's the Antichrist.
Obama.
And our only hope is if Donald Trump can build a wall.
Oh my god, I miss Obama, and I don't know what to say about Trump without going
You're not going to go to jail for saying that you think Trump is a terrible, terrible person.
No, Trump's trying to pass a law where if you make fun of him because you're a comedian and that's what you do, you can go to jail just for being a comedian.
Well, yeah, but I'm not a comedian. And if Donald Trump tries to put me in jail, I mean, that's just fine. That'll be one less person fighting in his war against Korea, right? Yeah, that's really obnoxious.
I know, see? Can you guess the secret sound? Guess the secret sound and get $1,000!
What are you gonna do with your $1,000? Buying you a new fucking microphone.
Oh, I can think of a
This
lot
expedition
of
at
things I could do with
least promises
$1,000, and
success.
the microphone would just be like a little tiny bit of it.
No, I'd buy a $1,000 microphone for the radio studio so it doesn't take them 6 months for somebody to guess the sound of shoes being tied.
That was pretty funny. I guess the secret sound. It just sounded like cloth to me, so I thought, why not shoes being tied? Are you serious, bruh? Like, you seriously guessed that was shoes being tied, huh? Wow.
No, I think they were just like, nobody's ever gonna guess this.
You'll just take whatever the next dude says at this point.
Right?
Did anybody guess shoes being tied yet? Nope. Okay, that's our answer. What was it anyway? Fuck, we don't know. We just picked a random clip off the internet and just like, we can't remember what it was either. Okay.
They needed a better microphone to
If
pick
only
up on
treasure
it.
could staunch
It
the
was a
flow of
sound bit that they got off the
otherworldly corruption.
Really? I
It
thought,
has to be.
but how would they even know then?
I don't know, they pick a sound bit, and the sound bit says on it what it is, but they forgot
Ignorance of your enemy and of yourself
I'm sorry, that was a
will
waste of my
invariably
life."
lead to defeat.
Yeah, I don't actually give a shit about the $1,000. Holy shit, the viewership spikes though.
It's too bad though, because when you do radio contests like that, you get more viewership, right? But you're taking up precious ad space or music space.
And the other dude, he's like, "What are you gonna do with your $1,000? Oh, my wife and I just had a baby. I think we're gonna buy diapers and formula." Are you fucking serious? Why don't you like do something that's gonna benefit your future with the $1,000?
Yeah, like,
I can think of a lot of better things to do than buy diapers and formula. I mean, that's everyday stuff. Dude, maybe you shouldn't have had a baby if you're gonna use $1,000 that you just won to buy diapers and formula, dude. You
Women
never should
and
have had a kid in
men,
the first
soldiers
place.
and outlaws, fools
I mean, you
and
could
corpses.
totally sell that kid. I mean, if it's
All
less
will
than
find
3
their
years
way
old,
to
it's
us
like
now that the road is clear.
$100,000. It's pretty good.
You can't sell people.
Yes, you can.
No, you
We've done it for centuries. What do you mean?
can't. Well, you can't do it in the United States.
What the hell?
I mean, Donald Trump can sell anything he wants because he's Donald Trump. So, I mean, you could relinquish your rights of your baby to Donald Trump and he could sell your baby.
I'm sure Donald Trump would love to sell babies for people.
Keep trying to.
You keep trying to plug your thing in, but the thing isn't thinking.
Yeah, because this thing is busted.
Well, here, just turn the thingy off and I'll plug this thing into this thing.
Can't do that.
And now this thing is in this thing? No, not yet.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry, it requires extra space to put things into things.
I like this. No, stop it.
Is it made out of...
Everything that I wanted to.
Oh,
Made of things that I wanted to be made out of because I'm the only person that can make that.
I see.
Seymour.
I think we should make it exclusively out of purple pieces of glass.
I think we're definitely gonna mix glass in every little tiny bit of cement anything we do.
Because it's an aggregate and that's what we got it for, right? I thought that was...
That's that's it.
Well, I mean, glass is a 7 on the Mohs scale of hardness. So, that's pretty good. I'm not sure... I don't know how well it's going to do. It might make the cement more fragile. But if you don't have, like, crap floating in it, it's not going to do any good anyways.
They're just making metal frame.
Yeah, make your
this
frame
is
out
really
of it.
nice. What do you think of this? Look at that. We could do that.
I mean, it's definitely a building. I can only see part of it. Building. Oh, nice floor.
We could put the grill on this side and have the bar here and like have a little area where you can, prepare stuff and put it together. I wouldn't do our floor like this. I'd do it with cement or girder glass.
Right. So, I mean, the cement floor would help keep it cool if you had a roof over the entire thing, but otherwise it would just make it into a hellscape.
Well, actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to do the cement floor, and then we have all this beautiful tile. We'll put that down underneath the kitchen.
Right, but then I won't be able to see all the glass.
There's enough glass on this property for you to see glass in your ass for the rest of your life.
No, there's got to be glass seen in every single place.
Well, we're going to do a glass countertop. I mean, a cement countertop with a shitload of glass in it. Like, when we do the countertops, we're going to put so much glass in there, it's going to be like, oh, is that going to hold together? It'll be like, yeah, it'll...
You know those hollow glass blocks?
See, like this. See, that's my countertop. And look, we already got a little sink over there.
Oh, right, the, vanity? Vanity sink.
And already got that's into the bathroom. We have a bar sink over there.
Yeah. And we have the pedestal sink. So yeah, that's a lot of sink. Well, do we want to get a cement mixer or do we want to do it the really, really hard way?
We'll probably mix everything in our wheelbarrow.
Right, so that's another thing we have to write on the list.
A wheelbarrow? No, we just borrow a wheelbarrow.
But the one has holes in the bottom of it, so it'd be no good, really.
Well, sure it is. You just take one of those industrial construction trash bags and you put it in there, cover the whole thing, mix it up in there, you put your gloves on, you mix it with your hands, and pour your cement real quick. Yep. Try and make sure you mix it with your hands because you want to look like a frozen dude. Oh, this is adorable. Look at that one. How about that?
Hmm. I mean, I'd really like to build a building that could be like 1,000,000 degrees cooler than everything else.
Mm.
I'd like to go in there at like 4 degrees Rankine.
Look at this is what I'd like to be.
Yes, there we go. We can do that. We have most of those things. We have rock.
We have rock. Yeah.
We have tree.
Yep, we have all this stuff.
And we can use tin instead of roof tiles. It's not really tin though, right? It's corrugated steel.
Yeah, it's corrugated. It's corrugated kind.
I don't know why we wouldn't use tin though. It would, because tin would
Shouldn't it be like the kind, bro?
yeah, but it would corrode less, right?
Yeah, the kind.
I don't. That's
It's a kind.
it sounds to me like you can't be bothered to find the words you want to use, and you're using a linguistic shortcut.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm as cold as the cold wind blows.
Does that result
Nose
in
and
more or less efficient?
blows. When I'm done, I'll get out the
Communication with those who you want to speak to, and non-communication with those you don't want.
You do realize that you're being listened to at all times, even when you're not saying things.